Folks, there's another article we probably should highlight. It's on the screen right here. It's about Ray Dalio. He was just honored by the Historical Society for his philanthropic work of he and his wife Barbara. Really? No one should be thanking him and honoring him. Why? Because he's basically got the largest hedge fund in the world, and he paid $14 million to Comey. Why did he pay $14 million to Comey? Well, let's look at the article. There it is. I'll take myself off the screen. Let's look at it. There's Ray. There's his wife. Oh, that's the Historical Society event. Hold on. Greenwich Times. Outlook. Channel content. Wait a second. Just lost it, folks. This is a clip. Let's say copy. Paste. It'll be here in a second. Can't stay in. It's hard to keep in front of all this. Hedge fund guru Ray Dalio warns of China great power conflict. Of course he knows that. Of course he knows that. We have an economic challenge. We have a political challenge. We have a technology challenge. Many, many challenges, folks. We have a debt challenge. They own our treasuries. Here we go. Ray Dalio, founder of Westport-based Bridgewater Associates, the world's largest hedge fund, speaks with Gillian Tett, the Financial Times chairwoman and the editor-at-large in the U.S. during the Tuesday, September 21, 21 event at the Delamar Hotel on Steamboat Road. I love Steamboat Road. Our old office was at on Steamboat Road. Either way, I bought my brokerage firm, Greenwich Global, which had an office on Steamboat Road when I bought it. And I worked at McMahon for 13 years. That was on Steamboat Road. Here we go. A few years ago, the founder of Westport-based Bridgewater, the world's largest wrote a book. Okay, great. Here we go. He's not a dumb guy. He's a smart guy. He hires the right people to get the job done, is what he does. Here we go. There are 5 kinds of war: trade war, technology war, geopolitical war, capital war, and a military war. He says there's a good reason to worry about the 5th type of war. No doubt. It's because of our connections to China. He's at 500 Steamboat Road. Oh no, that's the restaurant. Dalio, who made his first of many visits to China in 1984, described a top-down approach to the world's most populous country. They don't want the companies to control it. They want to control the data and the data policy. Capitalism and socialism are having a huge fight. Look at the Falun Gong. Look at the Uyghurs. He's talking about capitalism, and it doesn't matter what color the cat is as long as it catches the mouse. Well, they have $152 billion in assets. They run the Grace Farms machine of political campaign contributions. And we need to crack into that as the Republican Party of Connecticut. In response to a question from Ted about whether he expected the Federal Reserve to raise interest rates in the next year, despite all this fiscal stimulation, there's going to be a lesser amount of it. So there's a fiscal cliff that's going to come in the next year. But there's going to be a much higher level of inflation So I suspect there will be tapering, and maybe I couldn't tell you whether there's a minor rate rise. We're in for financial disaster, folks. Yeah. If lobster's $18.99 a pound, and it is, it's because there's no supply. If plywood's $95 a sheet, Rings End is bragging about how well they're doing. They're selling less plywood for twice the amount. Their numbers are the same, but the people get half the value for their money. That's 100% inflation, folks. Not 5, not 2, not 3. That's 100%. Lobster last year was $6 a pound. If it's $18.99 a pound now, that's 300% inflation for lobster. So let's be clear. These tricks are a gimmick because the Democrats want to ruin the currency, spend more money, and pay it back with dollars that are worthless. That didn't work in Venezuela, nor Japan. That didn't work in Greece, and it won't work in the United States. They think, since we have the best military, that we're immune. We are not immune. We have a population where they're increasing the minimum wage slower than the inflation rate. That was a big mistake. There's more than one type of inflation, folks, and you better bet that Dalio knows about it. The problem with Dalio is that he hired James Comey. James Comey ran Dalio. I think he was his CFO for 4 years. He gave him a $3 million signing bonus. Why? Comey was a Republican. Why would Dalio hire a Republican, Comey, who later went down for the Hillary Clinton email investigation, Benghazi, the Mueller report? Mueller is a problem. Comey worked for Dalio. Comey ruined the FBI, folks. Leaks, ethics, destruction of federal law, destruction of the FBI itself, financed by your, what should I say, villains? Who's the biggest villain? We had a discussion last night who the biggest villain is. I was naming names that no one else named. I said, this guy's a villain, this guy's a villain. You know how? Explain how. People said George Soros that was the consensus. Oh, he worked on ruining the currency of England, the pound sterling, the Greek dollar, the different currencies, Ukraine dollar, many Eastern European currencies. And he's working on destroying the dollar, folks. Destroying the dollar, making our debts easier to pay off. It really doesn't. The best development we could ever have is having a strong dollar, getting the benefit of a strong dollar at the border, buying other countries' exports, and paying their tariffs with a strong dollar, having a non-dependency in oil and gas. That would give us a strong dollar. Biden's ruining the dollar with our economic policy. The Green New Deal, written by Blumenthal, will destroy the dollar. The new abortion bill that Blumenthal just wrote will destroy the family and the dollar. You see, Blumenthal wrote the Iran deal, destroying the Middle East. The only bastion of freedom in the Middle East is Israel. They only have 9 million people, folks. Iran has 60 million. Iraq has, I think, 38 million. We're talking 9 million versus 99 million. You can't fight that battle without an Israel as our ally. And Biden is granting the Houthis clemency on their terrorist label. It's a problem. Senator Murphy is a problem, gigantic problem. He's problem number 2 behind Jim Himes. Who is going after Jim Himes in Connecticut, Jim Himes' seat? Who is going after Senator Bob Duff's seat? I can't, but it's vital that we have 3 people in place willing to call them out and take them down, because I'll take the role of Optimus Prime. I'll take on Megatron. Who's going to take on Starscream? Who's going to take on all these Decepticons? We don't have a Ratchet military expert in Connecticut. We don't have one. Well, maybe Mike France is a Ratchet. Maybe. Let's see what he says and does. Let's see what people say and do. By the way, I'm hosting an event if you want to meet me. It'll be on October 25th at Ponza in Norwalk. You're all invited. Yes, you are. I invited Stefanowski this morning. I invited Mike France and Dominic Rapini this morning. Hosted by Victoria Sandolo. Republicans in Norwalk. Folks, the father is a gentleman Jim. They have investments in a coffee roasting plant, Tudor Time. They are Republicans. They will host events. They hosted an event for us last month in Ridgefield. They're going to host one on October 25th. This is an announcement of our next CTRA event. And I'm talking about Dalio and his payments to Comey, who undermined a sitting president, destroyed the FBI, and Dalio is the George Soros of Connecticut. Have a great day. I appreciate. Destroying the currency will not work in the long run. Unless you want to run out of food, run out of heat, run out of housing, run out of Medicare, Medicaid, and wake up in a socialist country. So, my last challenge is to have Peter Lamage run against Himes. Put up or shut up. Don't come to me later and challenge me, fool. Have a great day. He's actually not a fool. He's a gem. He's a great public speaker. But why would you go after Blumenthal's seat and leave Himes there unchallenged to go for Blumenthal's seat? For Bob Duff to go for Himes' seat and Himes to go for Blumenthal's seat. They're saying, Himes says, I'm progressive. You know, in my rainbow coalition. Is he gay? I think so. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm being asked, is this guy Himes' lover? I don't care if he's gay. I actually have a lot of gay friends. Many. Okay? But Johnny's straight, okay? The fact remains, we need to get our act in order in Connecticut and have a party on October 25th, which is not that far away. 3-4 weeks away. Who's coming? Anyone who wants to speak will get the mic. It's from 6 to 8, but it can go later. I have no qualms about that. Oh, I gotta take this call. The phone's ringing constantly and I can't answer them all. So have a great day. Flynn 2022, did you send me $10? Because that's all I require. And it is a requirement. And you're not doing it. And that's a shame on you. If you want to read the heading on this article a little bit better, it's a Greenwich Times article. And this is what it is. Hedge fund guru Ray Dalio warns of China great power conflict at the Economic Forum. What does he care? He's managing $152 billion. $152 billion. He's paying Comey to ruin the FBI in a sanctuary state because it's federal law that Governor Lamont does not want to follow. Dalio works for Lamont. Lamont is his puppet. And Lamont's got executive power, took it from the General Assembly, and where are the Connecticut senators that don't say a word about my page? Well, hold on a second. They're there. They're in the wings. They're working towards a goal, a common goal. I know Rob Sampson. I'll invite Rob Sampson. He's a great public speaker. He is like the Archangel Michael. I kid you not. But who from Connecticut down in Fairfield County follows him, supports him? Why don't you put your insurance through his insurance company? He's an insurance guy. If I were you, I'd drop State Farm and I'd go with him. Why? Because he's working for you. He's taking a risk. And there are many people taking a risk. You have no idea how risky it is. My phone is constantly ringing from anonymous phone calls. Well, I've already defended myself against 2 informants sent by the police union. And the gloves are coming off if it ever happens again. Have a great day.